Welcome, my name is Chad DeGrave, Project Development Manager. I will be serving as the hearing chairperson. Thank you for attending this virtual public hearing. The virtual component of this public hearing will end when all interested persons have provided testimony or 8 p.m., whichever occurs first. We will be providing contact information throughout the virtual component of this public hearing, so please have paper and pen ready. Much of the contact information is available on the project website and is included in the public hearing packet, which is also posted on the project website. If you prefer not to or are unable to view the virtual component of this public hearing through YouTube Live, you may use the listen-only line we have established for the virtual component of this public hearing by calling 608-571-2209. After dialing, you will be prompted to enter an access code. The access code is 408-638-443, followed by the pound sign. To get the most accurate account of those participating in the virtual component of this public hearing, we ask that you send an email to the address shown on the screen, which is dotnerI41@dot.wi.gov. Please include your name, address including city, state, and zip code, phone number, and if applicable, if you are representing yourself, someone else, or a group. I would also like to note that tonight we have court reporters on hand who are taking down these proceedings for the official public hearing record. They will be recording both the public and private verbal testimony. If you would like to obtain a copy of the transcript of this public hearing, you should make the request through the information provided on the project website. Materials presented tonight and other information to assist you in developing comments or testimony specific to the proposed project, including public hearing exhibits, the public hearing packet, the environmental assessment, presentation slides, and project contact information are also available on the website at wisconsindot.gov/I-41 project, or by request. The virtual component of this public hearing is being recorded for the official project record. The virtual component recording will be posted to the WISDOT YouTube page, and a link will be included on the project website. If you are unable to access the project website and would like to obtain a copy of specific portions of this virtual public hearing, please contact Scott Ebel, Project Manager, at 920-360-2225. Before proceeding further, there are several options for providing testimony. Your testimony will be reviewed and considered by WISDOT and FHWA before any further decisions are made on the project. Testimony should be limited to the design and environmental aspects of the project, as well as your statements or opinions about the project. You are welcome to provide comments on the alternatives you support or oppose and your reasons. If you wish to provide private verbal testimony during tonight's hearing, please call 920-492-7705 or send an email to dotnerI41@dot.wi.gov stating that you wish to provide private verbal testimony. A caller will take your name, address, and a callback phone number. If we are experiencing high call volumes, a call taker may not immediately be available to take your information. Please hold on the line and we will answer your call in the order received. If sending an email, please indicate that you are interested in providing private testimony and provide your name, address, and a callback phone number. You will be called back when it's your turn to provide private testimony, based on the order in which your request was received. Please be patient when waiting for your callback. Please limit your testimony to approximately 3 minutes to allow time for others to provide their testimony. When you receive the callback, provide your name and address. You may also indicate if you are representing a business or organization. Then proceeding with your testimony. Your testimony will be transcribed by a court reporter to be included in the record of tonight's meeting. When you get your callback, please turn off the audio on your computer. The YouTube live presentation audio coming through your speaker will make it difficult for the court reporter to understand your testimony. If you wish to provide public verbal testimony during tonight's hearing, please call 920-492-7705 or send an email to dot.I-41@dot.wi.gov stating that you wish to provide public verbal testimony. A caller will take your name, address, and callback phone number. If we are experiencing high call volumes, a call taker may not immediately be available to take your information. Please hold on the line and we will answer your call in the order received. If sending an email, please indicate that you are interested in providing public testimony. You will be called back when it's your turn to provide public testimony based on the order in which your request was received. Please be patient when waiting for your callback. Please limit your testimony to approximately 3 minutes to allow time for others to provide their testimony. When you receive the callback, provide your name and address. You may also indicate if you are representing a business or organization. Then proceed with your testimony. Your testimony will be transcribed by a court reporter to be included in the record of tonight's meeting. When you get your callback, please turn off the audio on your computer. The YouTube live presentation audio coming through your speaker will make it difficult for the court reporter to understand your testimony. Following the public hearing, you may provide verbal comments on the project by phone until August 6, 2021. You may do so by calling Scott Ebel, I-41 Design Project Manager, at 920-360-2225. A summary of the verbal comments made by phone, including voicemail, will be written down for inclusion in the public hearing record. You may also provide written testimony in addition to or in place of verbal testimony. Complete the written testimony form included in the handout packet or your own stationery. Include your name, address, and if applicable, the group, organization, or business you are representing. If you prepared written testimony prior to the public hearing, you may submit that also. There are 2 options for submitting your written testimony. You can mail your written testimony to Scott Ebel, I-41 Project Manager, at the Westot Northeast Region Office located at 944 Vanderparen Way, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54304-5344. You may also email written testimony to scott.ebel@dot.wi.gov. All written testimony must be postmarked or received no later than August 6, 2021 to be included in the official public hearing record. There will also be 2 opportunities to hear about the project and present testimony in person. The first in-person opportunity is tomorrow night, July 28th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Hemlock Creek Elementary School located at 1900 Williams Grant Drive in De Pere. The second opportunity will be on Thursday night, July 29th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Fox Valley Technical College, D.J. Bordini Center at 5 North Systems Drive in Appleton. We will now play the pre-recorded project presentation. You may email any questions that you have during the presentation to dot.I-41@dot.wi.gov. The court reporter will not be transcribing either the project presentation or any of the email questions and answers. Any email questions and answers regarding the project presentation are for the purpose of assisting you in preparing your formal testimony and will not be part of the official public hearing record. Any statements you wish to make should be made a bit later during the official testimony portion of tonight's meeting. and not via email during the project presentation. Let me repeat, any statements you wish to make should be made a bit later during the official testimony portion of tonight's meeting and not via email during the project presentation.
Hello, my name is Scott Ebel and I am the Design Project Manager for the I-41 project. Thank you for watching this presentation. During this presentation, we are going to review the project location, the project purpose and need, alternatives that have been considered, the environmental analysis that has been done to date, the preferred alternatives for the project, and the next steps. The I-41 project extends along a 23-mile corridor from Highway 96 or Wisconsin Avenue in the Grand Chute Appleton area in Outagamie County up to County Highway F or Shearing Road in the town of Lawrence in the city of De Pere in Brown County. The purpose and need for the I-41 project is to provide a safe, reliable highway that meets interstate standards and addresses existing safety and operational deficiencies. It will also address the outdated Wrightstown Safety and Weight Enforcement Facility to allow it to operate effectively with the proposed improvements to I-41. The alternatives considered for the I-41 project include a no-build alternative and several build alternatives, including a transportation systems management alternative, a transportation demand management alternative, a reconstruction to 4 lanes with hard shoulder running alternative, and a 6-lane reconstruction alternative. The I-41 project is also considering overpass improvements as part of the alternatives. Alternatives considered for the reconstruction of various interchanges along the project include the diverging diamond interchange, partial cloverleaf interchange, diamond interchange with roundabouts, and a standard diamond interchange with signals. Alternatives considered for the treatment between interchange ramps along the I-41 project include braided ramp alternatives, auxiliary lane alternatives, basically an additional lane along the highway from ramp to ramp of the interchange, and a collector distributor road interchange between the exit and entrance ramps of adjoining interchanges. Other project elements included within the alternatives are a combined safety and weight enforcement facility or SWEF and a Northeast Region State Patrol post, all within a single facility, a new salt shed at Outagamie County's Department of Public Works, addressing pavement needs at 3 of the existing park and ride lots, and incorporating proposed bike and pedestrian accommodations on crossroads according to local development plans. This slide shows the environmental assessment process and where we are in that process. We have developed our purpose and need for the project, and we have developed alternatives that meet the project purpose and need. We have assessed those alternatives for effects on the environment, real estate, and needs and construction costs. And we've gathered input on these alternatives from the public, tribes, local governments, and resource agencies. When we have identified a preferred alternative, and we have documented that preferred alternative in our environmental assessment. We are now currently gathering input on that environmental assessment from the public, tribes, local governments, and resource agencies. And if there are no significant impacts, we will prepare a finding of no significant impact document. The environmental assessment for the project has assessed impacts on air quality, agriculture, business and economics, community and residents, noise, groundwater, floodplains, cultural resources, stormwater, surface water, threatened and endangered and protected species or resources, wetlands, and hazardous materials. The project has also evaluated environmental justice related impacts. Executive Order 12898 on environmental justice required analysis to determine any disproportionately high and adverse effects to low-income and minority populations. Public strategies to achieve this involve public involvement meetings and community group meetings, newsletters translated into native languages, email outreach, social media, online surveys, and soliciting feedback from community-based organization leaders. Noise impacts were evaluated along the entire project as part of the environmental assessment process. Areas along the project that qualify under the department's reasonable and feasible criteria for new noise barriers include I-41 northbound from Capitol Drive to Lyndale Drive, I-41 northbound from Lyndale Drive to Wisconsin 47, I-41 southbound from the railroad tracks to Lyndale Drive, I-41 northbound from Wisconsin 47 to Meade Street, which is already has an existing noise barrier, I-41 southbound from Meade Street to approximately 2,500 feet west of Meade Street, I-41 northbound from Meade Street to Ballard Road, and I-41 northbound from Rose Hill Road to Wisconsin 55. This slide shows where we are in our noise barrier process. We have used a traffic noise model to predict future and traffic sound levels and use those future traffic sound levels to make a determination on whether wall barrier is reasonable and feasible. During the next phase of the project, a public involvement meeting will be held for those locations where reasonable and feasible noise barrier has been identified, and adjacent landowners and residents in the benefited areas will be able to vote to approve or deny a new noise barrier. A simple majority will be needed in order to approve a noise barrier along those specific locations, and at that point, the construction of a noise barrier can proceed. Section 4F impacts have also been evaluated as part of the environmental assessment process. What is Section 4F? 4F properties are publicly owned parks, recreational areas, wildlife or waterfowl refuges, and any publicly or privately owned significant historical or archaeological sites. Review of 4F impacts is required on all federally funded transportation projects. The I-41 project will have two Section 4F impacts. These impacts are de minimis impacts that will not affect the use or the attributes of the properties. The preferred alternative for the main line of the highway for the I-41 project is a 6-lane alternative. Shown here on this slide is the 6-lane alternative with and without auxiliary lanes and with and without collector distributor roads. The 6-lane alternative will improve the safety of the overall corridor. It will improve traffic operations, and this preferred alternative will also address system linkage with the existing 6-lane facilities to the north and the south of the project limits. The preferred alternative for the main line of the highway between the Highway 96 interchange and the Highway 15 or County 00 interchange includes auxiliary lanes between these interchanges. This is at less cost and less real estate impact than a collector distributor alternative between the interchanges. The preferred alternative for the Highway 15 or County 00 interchange is the diverging diamond interchange type. We believe this interchange type will result in improved traffic operations and improved safety over the other alternatives. The preferred alternative for the Wisconsin 47 or Richmond Street interchange is also the diverging diamond interchange. Again, we expect improved traffic operations and improved safety with this preferred alternative. The preferred alternative at the Wisconsin 47 interchange also includes eliminating the existing right-hand turn access to Association Drive. The preferred alternative for the main line of the highway between the Wisconsin 47 and the County Highway E interchanges includes auxiliary lanes along the main line of the highway. This will result in improved safety at less cost and less real estate impacts than a collector distributor road alternative. The preferred alternative for the County E or Ballard Road interchange is the diverging diamond interchange. The department feels that this will result in improved traffic operations and improved safety at the interchange. The preferred alternative for the main line of the highway between the County E and the Wisconsin 441 interchanges is a collector distributor road system. We feel that this will have improved safety over the auxiliary lane alternative here, but at significantly less cost and less real estate impacts than a braided ramp alternative between these interchanges. The preferred alternative for the Wisconsin 441 and I-41 system interchange is the 55-mile-an-hour flyover ramp alternative. This alternative has similar safety and operational benefits to the 60-mile-an-hour flyover ramp alternative with significantly less cost and impacts and real estate impacts. This alternative also has better traffic operation and safety and upgrades outdated design standards compared to alternatives that would have kept the loop ramp configuration in place. The preferred alternative for Wisconsin 441 between the I-41 441 system interchange and the County OO or Northland Avenue service interchange is braided ramps for the southbound direction and an auxiliary lane for the northbound direction. The northbound auxiliary lane alternative has less cost and less real estate impacts than a collector distributor or braided ramp alternative. And the braided ramp alternative for southbound has less real estate impacts than a collector distributor alternative. The non-braided alternatives would have required extremely short weave distances for southbound and potentially would have eliminated access to County 00 or required incorporating a loop ramp exit with additional real estate, detention pond, and wooded area impacts. The preferred alternative for the County N or Freedom Road interchange is a diamond interchange with signals. The project does not propose to do much to change the configuration at this interchange, resulting in little cost impacts or additional real estate needs here. The preferred alternative for the Wisconsin 55 interchange is the diamond interchange with roundabouts. This interchange was recently reconstructed to the diamond interchange with roundabout configuration. The preferred alternative does address additional capacity within the interchange area by adding some lanes within the project footprint, but there are not expected to be significant real estate impacts associated with this. The preferred alternative will replace the bridges along I-41 over Wisconsin 55, as well as the bridges of I-41 over Maloney Road. The preferred alternative for the County Highway J interchange is again diamond interchange with roundabouts. The current interchange has that configuration already. This should result in very little additional real estate needs here. The bridge along County Highway J over I-41 will need to be reconstructed as part of the preferred alternative. The preferred alternative for the County U interchange is a diamond interchange with roundabouts. The department expects that the roundabout configuration here will result in significantly improved traffic operations. The preferred alternative will also offset the intersections with the frontage roads, again, to address safety concerns with the existing frontage road configurations. The preferred alternative for the County S or Freedom Road interchange includes diamond interchanges with roundabouts. Again, the department feels that this will result in improved traffic operations at the interchange and has significantly fewer impacts compared to alternatives that would have modified the frontage road configuration near the interchange. The preferred alternative for the new Southbridge connector interchange is a diamond interchange with roundabouts. This new interchange and roadway was identified as part of the Brown County Southbridge Connector EIS, or Environmental Impact Statement process. And the I-41 environmental assessment will serve as the Tier 2 document for evaluating the impacts that could result from construction of this new interchange. The interchange alternative selected results in fewer costs and impacts compared to other alternatives that were evaluated that would have more significantly shifted the frontage road configuration. The preferred alternative for I-41 between the new Southbridge interchange and County Highway F or Shoring Road is an auxiliary lane configuration. This will result in less cost impacts in real estate than a collector distributor alternative. The preferred alternative for the safety and weight enforcement facility and State Patrol headquarters is the northbound alternative. This results in less cost and less impact and no additional real estate compared to the southbound alternative that was also evaluated. The alternative for the headquarters also includes the addition of a up to 400-foot tower. Additional improvements that are included within the preferred alternative include resurfacing 3 existing park and ride lots along the project at County Highway E, County Highway N, and County Highway S, and constructing a new salt shed on Outagamie County Highway Department property. The schedule for the environmental assessment process is shown on this slide. We are currently at our public involvement or our public hearing towards the end of our environmental assessment process. Key milestones on this environmental assessment include the approved project initiation letter back in January of 2020, holding virtual local officials meetings on May 6th of 2020, September 9th of 2020, and July 13th of 2021, and holding virtual public involvement meetings in May 13th of 2020 and September 23rd of 2020. Some of our key milestones or next steps are our public hearing that will be held on July 27th virtually, July 28th in Brown County, and July 29th in Outagamie County. The public comment for environmental assessment period, or the public comment period for our environmental assessment is 6th of 2021. And final environmental approval is anticipated for November of 2021. Final engineering is tentatively scheduled for the 2022 through 2024 and beyond as required time frame, with right-of-way acquisition tentatively scheduled for the 2023 through 2024 and beyond as required. Construction of the I-41 project, the timing for construction is still to be determined, but could be expected to begin as quickly as final engineering can be completed. WISDOT has coordinated with multiple stakeholders as part of this environmental assessment, and we will continue this coordination throughout the life of the project. Wisconsin DOT will continue to keep you informed on the progress of the I-41 project. You can watch a recorded copy of the public hearing presentation at our project website. You can get upcoming public meeting announcements. Comment forms are available for electronic submittal. You can view the public hearing displays on the project website. You can subscribe to the project email list, and you can send email to project staff. That project website is wisconsindot.gov/I-41project. On behalf of the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, I want to thank you for watching this presentation.
I will now proceed with the opening statement, and I ask that the court reporter resume transcription of the meeting. This public hearing is being conducted on behalf of the Department of Transportation as part of the comprehensive consideration of the design and environmental aspects of the proposed improvements to I-41 between West 96, Wisconsin Avenue, and County F, Shearing Road, in Outagamie and Brown counties. The objective of this public hearing is to give you full opportunity to express your opinions about the design and environmental aspects of this proposal. You may also present questions as part of your testimony for the department's consideration as the total concept of the proposal is reviewed prior to arriving at a decision. If you want answers to special questions or clarifications of any aspect of this proposal, you may contact Scott Ebel, Project Manager, at the Wisconsin Department of Transportation Northeast Region Office at 944 Vander Perren Way, Green Bay, or call him at 920-360-2225 or email him at scott.ebel@dot.wi.gov. I want to emphasize that this public hearing has the basic purpose of getting the most complete expression of public opinion and individual viewpoints on record so that they can be considered along with all other judgments and opinions to be reviewed by the department before further decisions are made. After I enter the official notice of public hearing and other articles entered into the record, we will begin the callbacks for the public verbal testimony as previously described. Please remember that you can also provide private verbal testimony as well. Please call 920-492-7705 or send an email to dotnerI41@dot.wi.gov to be placed in the queue for a callback. Remember to indicate whether you wish to give private or public testimony, and also state your name, address, and a callback phone number. At this time, I would like to enter several articles into the record. In addition to the testimony provided at the public hearing, all exhibits, handouts, audio-visual presentations, and displays for viewing at the public hearing will be included in the official public hearing record. Page 26 of the hearing handout packet contains a complete list of these materials. Other materials, along with written testimony received after the public hearing, will be added to the official public hearing record, provided they are received prior to the end of the environmental document availability period, which is August 6, 2021. The environmental document for this project proposal has been made available and is available for viewing on the project website. I further request that the published public hearing notice, environmental document, brochures, and the hearing handout packet, which contains a description of all the exhibits, handouts, audiovisual presentations, and displays for viewing at the public hearing, be entered into the record as exhibits. The hearing handout packet and project presentation given earlier serve as the extended version of the project statement. A summary of the project statement has also been read and transcribed into the record shortly before the beginning of this traditional style portion of the hybrid style hearing. For those interested, the project statement can be found beginning on page 10 of the hearing handout and includes information on the purpose and need, a description of the project alternatives, noise barriers and property acquisition, relocation assistance, and benefits. We will begin taking public verbal YouTube live testimony shortly. As a reminder, there are two options available tonight for participants to provide verbal testimony, a public option and a private option. To get placed into the callback queue to provide testimony in either manner, please call 920-492-7705 or email DOT-DTSD-NER-I-41 at dot.wi.gov and state whether you wish to provide private or public verbal testimony. A call taker will take your name, address, and a callback phone number. If we are experiencing high call volumes, please hold on the line and we will answer your call in the order received. Participants will be called back when it's your turn to provide either private or public verbal testimony, based on the order in which the request was received. Please be patient when waiting for your callback. Each person providing either style of verbal testimony will be limited to 3 minutes. When you receive the callback, provide your name and address. You may also indicate if you're representing someone or a group. Then proceed with your testimony. It's important to remember to turn off or mute the audio on your computer when it's your turn to provide testimony. Questions asked while participants are providing testimony will not be answered. Testimony will only be halted if the chairperson believes the project team needs additional clarification to understand the testimony being presented. We will now begin receiving YouTube Live public verbal testimony. When you are called, please state your name and address. Also, you may indicate if you are representing yourself, someone else, or a group if desired. Please speak slowly and clearly. A court reporter will record your testimony. We ask that you please limit your verbal testimony to 3 minutes. If you go beyond the 3 minutes, I may interrupt you and ask you to call our call takers once more and indicate your desire for another callback to provide additional testimony. This will allow everyone an opportunity to present their testimony. Remember that you may also provide written or additional verbal testimony after the public hearing ends by emailing scott.ebel@dot.wi.gov, by mailing the comment form in the public hearing packet or a letter to 944 Vanderpeeren Way, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54304-5344, or by calling 920-360-2225. A written summary of your call will be entered into the public hearing record. Written testimony will be accepted if postmarked by August 6, 2021. Also, verbal testimony will be accepted if received no later than August 6, 2021. We will now begin taking public verbal testimony. To get placed into the callback queue to provide testimony in either manner, please call 920-492-7705. A written summary of your call will be entered into the public hearing record. Please mute 2021. Also, verbal testimony will so we don't get any feedback in there. There you go. Thank you. Welcome. Please state your name and address, and if you're representing a group or a business, then you may proceed with your providing your public testimony.
Thank you. My name is Frank Ingram. My address is 1460 Maple Hills Drive, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I'm speaking in a personal capacity. I've examined the proposals, and one thing that concerns me greatly is that, as far as I can see, no attempt has been made during the workup of these proposals to examine ways to reduce increases in traffic on the section in question. In particular, there has been a complete failure to consider the absence of any practical public transport links between the Green Bay area and the Appleton area. There is an existing rail link parallel to I-41, I would like to know why no consideration was given to bringing forward the existing DOT rail plans for passenger service along this route to reduce the traffic flows. This proposal has recently been supported by Amtrak. I also note that you stated that the DOT is required to give consideration to the effect of its proposals on disadvantaged communities. This project is only for those who can afford to or can physically operate a car, and therefore excludes a large proportion of the population, particularly the elderly, who often are, as they get older, are less comfortable driving longer distances on the interstates, and anybody who cannot afford the quite high entry price for getting a car in the first place. So I think that the proposals as they've been brought forward, although they have looked at the alternative of no build, there was a failure to look at any alternative to reduce the pressure of traffic on the road, and in particular there was a complete failure to consider the needs of disadvantaged communities who cannot take advantage of the considerable public expense being proposed for this project. On a more positive note, I have no particular concern about the issue of roundabouts, which I'm sure you'll hear from a lot of people, or the diamond crossings. They seem quite practical advances which should have been adopted years ago. But again, my concern is that this is a project for a very particular section of the community and does not address the overall transportation needs of the region. Thank you.
Thank you. Just providing an update. We're just waiting here for additional people to call in to provide additional testimony. Right now, there are no additional calls in the queue. So again, a reminder, if you'd like to provide testimony, to call 920-492-7705 or send us an email at dot.dtsdneri41@dot.wi.gov.
We're going to begin 5-minute countdown here, so if we don't receive any additional callbacks or emails within 5 minutes, we will close the public portion of the testimony. Our private portion of the testimony will be open till 8 o'clock. Just providing an update, we do have a couple people in the queue to provide testimony yet, so we're still waiting on them. Again, encourage anybody else to call in and provide their testimony with the phone number or email on your screen. Thank you. Welcome. Please state your name, address, and if you're representing a group or a business, and then you can proceed with your public testimony.
Gary R. Shue, 832 East Mayfield Drive, Appleton, 54911. And it'd be homeowner.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, years ago when they put that I-41 in here, we live between Meade and Ballard, and the residents actually had to vote on that sound barrier wall. Well, it didn't go through at that time, so we have basically a fence from Meade to Ballard, which is just falling down. You know, it's not in good shape. And then we have this berm over here. My question is, when they go through the project here, how far will they go to the south? And will they take, of course, will they take that berm out of here? We have this berm here that runs from Meade to Ballard. And it's just kind of no one does nothing with it. It's just it's kind of an eyesore. Will they take that berm right out of there and level it out and put the sound barrier, if the sound barrier goes through, and how far will it exceed our yard to the north?
Yeah, this meeting is a public hearing. We're not really answering questions here, so it's really an opportunity to provide testimony. So if you have specific questions like that, I'd recommend to attend the in-person hearing tomorrow night or
Okay.
Thursday night in Appleton, or you can call or email us at the contact information on the screen.
Okay.
And we can get you that answer. So,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
any other feedback on the project itself?
Other than that, no. I drive the highway every day, and it does need a definitely a 3-lane. You know, between Ballard and Meade, it's just a bottleneck every day. It's a mess.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep. Welcome. Please state your name, address, and if you are representing a group or a business, and then you may proceed with providing your public testimony.
My name is Adam Prohaska. That is spelled Prochaska. Address is 1331 Bellevue Street, Lot 409, Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm not representing anyone, but I would like to, and I completely understand that, you know, there's congestion with I-41. And I know the infrastructure needs to be updated. I have no problem with updating the infrastructure. However, and it may be too late to do it now, but I would like to see either with this one or with the next one, I want to see the Wisconsin Department of Transportation look into having a mass transit option between Green Bay and Appleton, because if you look at every freeway extension project in history, it just creates more traffic, and you guys are going to be back doing this again in 10 years. So we need to look at maybe putting in a commuter rail line between Green Bay and Appleton in the median, the way they do it down in Chicago, as a temporary stopgap. Give funding to Green Bay Metro and Valley Transit to have a bus run between the two. Get people going mass transit instead of just widening the highways all the time, because it's just going to get ridiculous. You're going to be throwing more money at it instead of putting in options that other people can use. I do not drive myself. I do not have a license currently. I'm looking at getting it next year. But still, even if I had a license, I would still prefer having a mass transit option, because there are people who want to reduce their carbon footprint. Maybe, one or two commuters doesn't matter, but if you have thousands that will do it, that can have an impact. And I think Wisconsin needs to embrace what our Governor Nelson did. He founded Earth Day, and we need to think greener. We need to think more environmentally friendly. And I think doing that isn't necessarily adding lanes to a highway. Maybe if we're going to do that, you should also, like I said, please put some sort of mass transit in there as well. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Great. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. All right, we're going to wait an additional 5 minutes here for public verbal testimony. So again, if you want to provide public verbal testimony, call within or email within the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, we'll have private testimony open till 8 o'clock p.m. Thank you. At this point, we will be closing the public testimony portion of the virtual public hearing. We will continue to take private verbal testimony until 8 p.m. I will be back at that time to close the virtual public hearing. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time to participate in the virtual component of this public hearing. Please remember that you may also provide written or additional verbal testimony after the public hearing ends by emailing scott.ebel@dot.wi.gov, by mailing the comment form in the public hearing packet or a letter to 944 Vanderparen Way, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54304-5344, or by calling 920-360-2225. A written summary of your call will be entered into the public hearing record. Written testimony will be accepted if it is postmarked by August 6, 2021. Also, if you have any questions or would like to discuss aspects of the project, you may do so by utilizing the previously mentioned contact information. Additionally, if you would like to provide in-person testimony, have specific questions, or would like to talk with the project team members in person, please join us at the in-person component of this public hearing, being held tomorrow night, July 28th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Hemlock Creek Elementary School at 1900 Williams Grant Drive in De Pere, or Thursday night, July 29th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Fox Valley Technical College DJ Bordini Center at 5 North Systems Drive in Appleton. Due to physical distancing requirements, capacity at the in-person hearings component is limited. Due to capacity limits, the project team requests individuals wishing to attend the in-person component make an appointment to attend. Appointments may be made by calling Missy Cook, Wisdot Region Communications Manager, at 920-492-5743. Attendees will be provided approximately 60 minutes to review the materials and have in-person discussions with project team members. The virtual component of this public hearing, including taking of public verbal YouTube live testimony, is now formally adjourned. Thank you.